Hey number ones, welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking, and we are at the end of these 14 days and this experiment that I've been undergoing, and now I'd like to talk about the experience itself and the things that I believe I've learned through this adventure. So first of all, it was really tiring. In fact, I'd like to now give a massive shout out to all those people that work either in the industry or in the military and have to carry ceramic plates or any other kind of ballistic armor. Guys, you're great, because wearing armor every day is tough. Okay, so in this case, what did I learn? Well, first and foremost, of course, I did not wear the helmet for 12 hours a day. Also because, I mean, the Romans didn't, so there wasn't very much point in doing that. But I did wear armor for the rest of the day, 12 hours a day, and then sometimes I would put on the helmet, wear it for a few hours, remove it. But I have to say that I've learned quite a few things. And first and foremost, I learned that I can push myself now, because you see, I've always been the kind of guy who sits down and studies. I'm more of an academic, but I think that, and I think a lot of you can relate to what I'm about to say, but having this passion for ancient soldiers and warriors, I believe that you can study a lot, you can read a lot, but eventually you'll get to the point where you see the limitation of academic learning and you need to start experiencing it yourself. So that's why I decided to try this challenge. And even though the challenge is finished, it doesn't mean that I'm going to stop wearing armor. In fact, I'm going to continue to wear armor every day. I just won't do it for 12 hours a day. This was these 14 days, but I will continue to do that. I will continue to train in sword fighting and all that, and I'll try to keep myself used to the idea of carrying a shield, because I think there are a lot of things that you can learn when you start doing what we like calling historical reenactment and experimental archaeology. And some of the things that I've learned are, for example, waking up in the morning, first thing you do, go to the toilet, brush your teeth, put on your armor. Of course, that really changes your perspective throughout the day, because you see, my Roman armor weighs approximately 8 kilograms, maybe 7.5, not sure, but approximately 8 kilograms. Add another kilogram for the helmet, and then the sword and the shield will bring another 8 kilograms, so it's about 16 kilograms, and that's not even close to the full equipment that a Roman soldier would carry, particularly under Marian reforms. It still gives us an idea. And one of the things that I noticed is that as I put on my armor in the morning, well, the first day was okay. Towards the end of the day, it was a little stiff, my shoulders hurt a bit, but generally it was a bit uncomfortable, of course, but particularly when I was laying down, it was uncomfortable. I had to find a way to do it properly without having the plates pushing on my back. So second day was tough to put on the armor again, but I still did it because I wanted to get a feel of what it meant to be a Roman soldier, at least for 2 weeks. Because you see, a Roman soldier had to wear the armor from morning to evening. If you were on a marching day, you would wake up early in the morning, and then you would start marching at 7 in the morning, and you would stop at 9:30 in the evening. So, and at a very fast pace, and of course wearing the armor. And even when you were not marching, if you were on a patrol duty, if you were on a sentry duty, you still had to wear armor. Of course, if you had to fight, you had to wear armor. During training, you had to wear armor. And another interesting thing that we see through iconography is that even when they were building, they were wearing armor. Whether it was you were building the castra, so the fort, whether you were building streets, whether you were building bridges, you still had to wear the armor. Why? Because if you get ambushed, you don't have time to put the armor on. And also it serves as training. So for a Roman soldier, really, wearing the armor is day-to-day business, and I wanted to have a feel of that. And one of the things I noticed is that, like, third day was the worst. It was a nightmare. All my muscles were aching, but and at one point I was even thinking maybe I should just remove the armor, but I just pushed through. I resisted. I think the reason why I did that is because I was doing it for the channel. I've got to be honest. If it wasn't for video making, I was like, you know what, I don't want to waste the other 2 days. I'm doing this, so I have to keep on doing it. So I, generally speaking, wore armor from 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening, sometimes from 10 to 10, other times from 7 to 7. It depends on what time I was waking up. Like this morning I woke up very early, so I could remove the armor relatively early as well. It was just 12 hours. But day 4 was already getting better. Day 5 I was getting used to it. By day 12, I remember that I was standing and I was talking to my dad, and I forgot I was wearing the armor. literally. And then of course it was a reminder to me when I started moving again, because the armor is freaking noisy and you can hear the plates. I had completely forgotten about it. So by day 13 and day 14 my training became even more intense. And if you notice, even though I started training on day 3, it's on day 8 that I started going really all in, because I needed the first week just to get used to the idea of wearing the armor 12 hours a day. Given I did some preparation before this, I've been doing push-ups, I've been doing a lot of physical exercise. One of the things I notice in terms of exercise, by the way, is that when I do the push-ups in armor, I understand that some people will tell me that, oh, you need to go all the way down, and that I do go all the way down and I touch the floor with my chest when I do push-ups without armor. But the first day I started doing push-ups in armor, in Roman armor, I couldn't really do it. So it's a progressive thing, and in fact any of you who wishes to join in and wants to do this, do it safely. Don't worry about what other people say. Just listen to your body and go step by step, because you need to get used to it. The first push-ups that I started doing when I was touching the floor with my chest, I did 3, then I did 4, then I did 10, but it was progressive. I didn't like start out saying it's me, so I have to be cool and I have to do 20 push-ups chest on the floor with my armor, because that would have put too much strain on my body, to be honest. I needed to go at it gradually. I didn't even care about the numbers, to be honest. I just wanted to do it right. And of course full range of motion is extremely important, but you also need to put your body into the position that it can reach full range of motion, and sometimes it means you have to do 2 reps. That's fine. But by the end of the challenge on day 14 today, I did some good 15 chest on the floor push-ups. So I was pretty happy about it. And without the armor, I can do 25-30 push-ups chest on the floor. So that's the difference that the extra 8-9 kilograms do while you're doing your push-ups. And for me, it was tough. But I think if as I continue to do this, it will get me stronger and it will increase my stamina. It was crazy because particularly I could feel it on my pecs. Like my pecs on the 3rd day, 4th day that I was doing the push-ups were on fire, and that's great. It felt good. Even psychologically, not just physically, the situation changes the way you approach your day-to-day business. Whenever I had something that I needed to be moved, I used my legs instead of just leaning and using my hands, because I was sort of saving energy, because I knew that I had to keep the armor on for the rest of the day. Now, I'm not saying that Roman soldiers did it too, but it is possible. The armor, in a way, makes you more effective. Your energy consumption is more efficient. You need to store some of the armor to do some of the energy to do the things that you would do normally, because now they cost energy. And therefore, for example, if I needed to bring some stuff from the living room to the kitchen, I would try to carry as much stuff as possible so that I wouldn't have to do it twice, for example. Whereas normally when I'm not wearing armor, I'll just take a couple of things, bring them to the kitchen, go back to the living room, take another thing, I forgot, okay, take another thing, move it to the kitchen. So I tended not to forget things. I tended to be more effective at doing things. And that's interesting because it's something that I've never read about, and I would have never thought if I hadn't tried it. Also, the fact that I slowly got used to it, it really gave me an idea how hard it must have been for new recruits in the Roman army. They must have thought the first month must have been living hell for them. But as they got used to it, probably even looking at a veteran who could do stuff as if it was nothing, probably gave them the courage to do it, and also because they had to do it, obviously. And imagine the physicality of these people having to do this for years. It's incredible to even think about it. They must have been fit, strong, tough, incredible stamina, very energetic men. Now, some people have joined in. I'm going to show some pictures here, but if I didn't see any of you who also tried this 14 days challenge like I did, let me know in the comments below, and I'll make sure to mention you on my Metatron Facebook page, on my Instagram. Make sure to tell me, because of course I couldn't see everything. And I'd like to thank everyone also, because I use this. I've been posting a lot on my Metatron Facebook page, on my Instagram, even on my private Facebook, and I use this also as an excuse to mention my friend Chris and his GoFundMe campaign that he's using to battle cancer. So I also did this to raise awareness. Okay, so to wrap it up, it was a great experience. It really helped me to understand that there are a lot of limits that we don't push just because maybe we don't believe that we can. But to be honest, in this case, I noticed that I had a lot more willpower than I thought I did. And I know some people out there will be like, oh, but this is a piece of cake, I can do that all day long. Try it, because believe me, it looks a lot easier than it was. Putting on the armor for an afternoon, no problem. Putting on the armor from morning to evening, every day, no rest, is tough, and adding training to it as well really brought it to another level. It was a great experience. I know that out there, you watching, there are a lot of people that are a lot stronger than me. I understand that, but for me, it was a personal achievement, and I'm really proud of it. Well, I hope that you liked this unusual video. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Let me know if you've ever tried anything like this, and if you do wear armor because of your job, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, the Metatron has spread his wings. Goodbye.